Sup guys and gals, Giovanni here, and as Cody Rhodes would say, so, what do you want to talk about? The thing we will be talking about is news has finally come out on Raven's Home. It's now been confirmed. Raven's Home Season 6 was indeed the final season. Season 7 won't be happening. I'm seeing people say the show got canceled. No, it did not get canceled. It ended. Those are two completely different things. Michelle Harris's grandmother, but not really her grandmother, said stay tuned, and Raven did an interview earlier this year about doing something different.
So what do we expect for Raven's Home?
Oh, there's a lot to expect. Can't say anything because I'm not allowed to. However, 2024 is going to be something a little different, and I think people are going to be excited about it.
When I heard that, I thought they was going to do a That's So Raven or Raven's Home, the movie, but I was wrong. I was also wrong about something else. I told my subscribers, basically since the pilot, that I thought Orlando Brown will show up in Raven's Home before it ended. While Eddie was referenced, a physical appearance never happened. But with that, let's get into it.
All right then. On with the show.
So, what exactly is this news? Well, Alice Jane Baxter is getting a spinoff. This is the second spinoff the That's So Raven universe has ever done. The first being Cory in the House, and Raven's Home is not a spinoff. Stop it. I guess you could say third, because remember during That's So Raven, they was going to do another one about a sitcom. It's on the screen now. The spinoff will be called, allegedly, Alice in the Palace. Bars. And it's funny because one of my subscribers called that name. The synopsis is Alice in the Palace picks up when Alice, Raven's young cousin, returns to England and reunites with Duchess Clementine, a young royal who looks exactly like her. And in the process, Clementine gets a taste of the fun side of normal life, while Alice gets a taste of the finer side of regal life. I'm digging it. I think this spinoff might be good, but who knows? I wonder, will this show require you to watch Raven's Home? I mean, I guess I already have my answer thanks to this Raven video.
The pressure of creating a smash hit is there, and yet I know from experience and for a fact that if you try to reach that same level, you're always going to fail. You have to treat each reboot as its own so that it has a chance to survive.
So yeah, while there will be story elements and characters from Raven's Home appearing in this new show, it will be able to work on its own. Raven is half correct. I say that because look at what Fuller House or iCarly did. Those shows weren't treated as standalone shows, but were still successful. Kinda, since iCarly got canceled. Still pissed off about that. Anyway, with that, I have a few things I hope the show addresses. Number 1. How are they going to justify Alice wanting to stay in London? In the season 6 finale, Alice only went up there during the summer to just go hang out with Clementine. So, what would be her reasoning to stay and not going back to San Francisco? I mean, the reason she went to San Francisco in the first place is because she wanted to go to a smart school. Are we going to find out there's a smart school in London as well? Katherine Johnson Tech, London Division? Or maybe, for the first time, Alice goes to a normal school, which would be new for her. It would be a fish out of water story. Alice's new school could be filled with kids that are entitled because they are the sons and daughters to their famous parents that are kings and queens. They bully Alice while Clementine, who's the most famous in the school, has to protect her. I can see Alice saying, I'm thankful, Clem, but I don't need you to protect me. I'm more smarter than all the people in the school. Plus, I know karate. I will Cobra Kai all these kids if they get out of hand. Number 2, how exactly are they going to film the scenes between Alice and Clem? Will they put them in the same scene or camera cut them not being in the same scene? I mean, we got a piece of it during season 6, but still, they must really trust Michelle Harris to do all this. She's going to have a lot of work. Number 3, T. Crystal as Tanya Baxter better be in the show as a series regular. Not a season regular, which she appears in a few episodes, but every episode. There's no doubt Rondo Sheridan as Victor Baxter will appear, but Tanya is a whole different ballgame. It would be funny if they say she moved back to San Francisco to explain why she's not in the show. But then they'll have to bring up, why isn't Victor moving back with her? You see what I'm getting at here? I need them to explore the Tanya character, which hasn't been done for a while outside that season 5 appearance. I want to see her do loyal things. Raven's Home showed the relationship between Victor and Alice, which would still be in this show, but I want to see the relationship between Tanya and Alice. What would that be like? Number 4, the theme song. I have no idea how the music will be, nor the lyrics. All I hope that it's It's better than that garbage Raven's Home theme song. People know I couldn't stand that music. Anyway, here's how I can see the intro. It focuses on different parts of the palace, and in those rooms of the palace, it will have the characters Alice, Clementine, Victor, Tanya, etc. in them. When it's coming to an end, you see the title of the show, Rise Up, behind the structure, and in the music, Alice says, Alice in the Palace, I'm your girl. I don't know, that's an idea. But it would make sense if you think about it. That's so Raven was, yep, that's me. Corey in the House was, yep, I'm your man. Raven's Home was, yep, that's us. And this show should be, yep, I'm your girl, or something similar to that effect. Number 5. There's no doubt Raven, Isaac Brown, Nevia Robinson, and Giovanni Samuels will appear on the show at some point. I don't think Levi will be on the show. Well, that depends, cause it's still unknown who is he living with now, his father in London or his mother. Speaking of his mother, I don't think Chelsea's gonna be on the show. My friend has been keeping me updated on what Annalise has been doing on TikTok, and I'm just gonna keep quiet on that situation and the other situation as well, which involves Raven's wife. Anyway, going back to Levi, I still want him to go face to face against Alice, who is the smarter one, and Levi better bring back that surfboard with them. I know one thing's for sure, I'm happy I won't be seeing Neil, Ivy, or Nikki again. Though, on the other hand, it would make sense if Ivy at least appeared once because she looked up to Victor and took care of him and Alice. When Booker appears on the show, I hope for 2 things. He mentions the vision from Buck coming true, further proving my point that crossover was stupid. A long-term vision that never happened. And second, he has developed his power. Why do I say that? Because I said I would do a video if they announce season 7. Well, that's not happening, so it should happen off screen. However, I'm willing to still do it if I can get at least 10 comments saying #develop Raven and Booker's powers. Okay? When it comes to Raven, her episode needs to be called That's So in the Palace. Someone get that reference. And second, when she appears, it should be similar to this.
Raven? Yeah. Hey, how fast can you get to Washington?
Is this fast enough? Raven Baxter in the White House.
With Raven Simone being an executive producer, I think she will be involved a whole lot more this time around. So she might not just appear in the first episode and you won't ever see her again. She might have some voiceovers through the phone to keep her involved in the show. Number 6. I think the show will introduce Alice's dad. As I've been saying, he has to be the reason as to where Alice's smarts came from. Number 7, the episode count. Corey in the House had 21 in the first season and 24 in the second. With Michelle Harris having to do double duty, that needs to be trimmed down a lot, between 10 to 15. I think it would be good at 10. I will say, if Michelle Harris thinks she could do 20 or more, let her do it. Number 8, there should be an episode called Alice at the Palace. I found this movie when researching, and it's what sparked this idea. Now, the story is based on Alice in Wonderland, so it will take none of that. I just like the title. And now thinking about it, that could actually be the pilot title. Number 9, I know I said it's too late, but they have a chance to continue the Victor becoming healthy storyline. Raven can call Tanya to make sure he continues to eat healthy in moderation. Number 10, this is my prediction for the main cast. Alice, Clementine, Tanya Baxter, Victor Baxter, King Charles III, Prince William, the son to King Charles III. He will be the love interest to Clementine since he's supposed to marry her. Rafferty, he's gonna be happy that Tasha is not around. Paige and Ernie. Now, I know you're wondering, why is Paige and Ernie there? Well, that's because I want to keep some parts of Alice's old life in her new life. I don't want Alice to have a completely new friend group. Clementine will not be the only friend she has on the show. You're wondering, okay, how exactly do you get them to London? For Ernie, I have no idea since he only appeared once. The writers could think up anything. For Paige though, since we know Paige's mom works at a concert venue, you can see she will be traveling the world building concert stages for famous music people. She moves to this country, builds the music stage. She then moves to another country, rebuilds the stage again. It's like Zach's dad for Zach Cody, who was always on the move playing music. This also could play into my Alice vs. Sarah feud storyline that I keep mentioning. Paige could have just went to go live with Sarah, but Paige told her mom she wanted to live with Alice, which pisses off Sarah. And when Sarah comes to visit, that's when the feud happens. I really just don't want to see the chemistry between Michelle and Piper Bryan come to an end. If Piper is not in the show as a series regular, there's gonna be a rant. You can get rid of Alice's Eddie, but you can't get rid of Alice's Chelsea. Those two go hand in hand. Seeing Paige and Clementine together would be funny as well too. How would she feel about the whole doppelganger dynamic? Anyway, let me take a breather. Let's talk about the supporting cast. There will be school characters for Alice and gang, adult characters that live in the palace, and adult characters that Tanya and Victor can talk to. For special guest star cast, I have a few. Dylan, Zora, Kelly. How does she come to the show? She's on a field trip, which will include Alice's other female friend, Bree, and Jennifer Lewis. Go back to number 5 for Raven and Gang. Number 11. How many seasons will it go for? In my mind, as of right now, I only can see it going for 3 seasons. So half of what Raven's Home did. I'm just trying to think, what will be the hook for 3 seasons? Is it Alice and Clem always getting into crazy shenanigans? That's the best I could think of. The fish out of water story will only be the first season, so I don't know. I don't think this will be the only spinoff that comes from the Ravens universe, because Raven-Symoné struck a multi-year deal with the Disney branded television, which includes continued acting and hosting opportunities. Their relationship will continue to grow, so I can see them doing this spinoff, and once it ends, they do another. You get the picture. Going back to that interview that I mentioned earlier, Raven did say there will be some resurrections. And unless he was talking about this show, which wouldn't make any sense, because how is this being resurrected? There has to be more shows or movies coming, like the Cheetah Girls 4. Just don't Walking Dead it. 10 years from now, it can come all back around to where they do That's So Raven 3. Just like Full House 3, aka Fullest House, it follows Booker and Nia's children, Raven Baxter's grandchildren. And you know the name of that will have Raven's name in the title. Now, that's all I have to say about that. I love the Alice Baxter character, and I can't wait to see how the character will continue to grow. And as said before, Booker had his
Booker and the Bookettes.
Raven had her
Ravenettes.
and Alice will have her Alice-inettes. Let me know in the comments, do you want this spinoff to be picked up? Would you rather prefer a spinoff to another character? Would you prefer Raven's Home Season 7, or the universe should have just ended after Season 6? Either way, with that being said, get your fingers up and say it with me. When in doubt, follow your heart to London, because there's nowhere else like London.